oftentimes when we go to the range, we always train that perfect upper platform, stability, squared up, and what have you. Don't get me wrong, it's great to have a base set of sort of perfect conditions to align the body to get the best accuracy and speed and what have you, but we have to be more robust in our skills. We have to train very practically around, like, say, obstacles, all right, and barricade, cover, and what have you, okay? So that's a bigger topic in itself, but I mean, we obviously know, and you can look at any of ASP, active self-protection videos and such from John, that a lot of those shootings, there's a lot of dynamic content, a lot of objects to contend with. There's not an opportunity to be perfect. You have to be slanted around. So let's just talk about the technique and some thoughts on how you can train your skills a little bit more effectively in the home. I'm going to put this on the table. I call this the 9 different positions that the upper body can have with respect to the hips. So to break this down, this is the engineer in me talking, I guess. Let's think about having a belly button axis, all right, where you pivot about that axis, like you stick a rod through you and you just turn about that axis, all right? And then you have a spine axis. So you have it right down your spine and you turn about the spine axis. Well, from those 2 orthogonal axes, all right, if they each have, say, 3 positions, then you have 9 positions total. Let me go over them real quick. Let's just assume for a second that you lean towards your left. So I'm leaning left on my belly button axis. So when I do this, all right, now let's do the 3 positions from my my vertical axis, where it's here, neutral, and here, okay? So if I lean left, then I can turn left, and this is kind of more akin to like coming around like a barricade, like you're just kind of coming around it, but with that forward lean. Then of course you have, I'm leaning left, all right, and instead of turning, I am just, boom, I'm neutral. So I'm neutral about this vertical axis, but I'm leaning left, right? Kind of like more like I learned from Seeklander, like the little pop out, from cover. You just kind of up there, you just kind of pop out with your triangle, all right? So you have minimal exposure. And then the final one, you lean left, but you turn right, all right? So I know it's kind of a weird way of thinking about it, but you're turning to the right about the vertical axis, and you're leaning left. This is very much analogous or akin to coming like around an object of sorts, all right? So like there's something right here, you're just coming around. But point being is, we don't have these objects to induce us when I'm in this open space, okay? I got my rope here. I got a few things here which can force me to be in a particular body orientation, but a lot of times, you just may not have that, or you may only adapt to that particular set of apparatus around your house, and we need a little bit of structure of how to, basically get all these positions in. So let me continue this. So I talked about leaning left. Now let's go lean neutral. Well, this is easy. You rotate left, middle, and to the right. And then finally, you lean to the right. And then you're turning left, you're popping out, and then you're doing rotation. So I'm doing all these rotations, but I'm just doing them when I lean left, okay? All I'm doing right here is trying to give a little bit of a framework on how you can have some structure to your training so you hit these different positions. So it's really simple. Let's start with the middle vertical axis, and all I'm going to do is draw and turn left and shoot, okay, off camera, all right? Then I'm going to go to the middle axis, which is basically my range stance right here, all right? And then I'm going to go and draw and turn right. All right, so I'm just basically turning. Now I could turn my feet and what have you, but there's a plenty of context, but I'm just working the skill set of presenting with these different body orientations, upper body orientations with respect to my lower body. Okay, now let's just do the leans, all right? So I might draw, now lean left, all right? I'll go back to the center here, which is just a normal draw, all right? And then in fact, I'll just present up here. Then I'm just gonna draw and I'm gonna lean right. All right, just a little bit of that pop out lean, okay? So that's just, just rotating about both axes. Now I'm gonna draw, and I'm gonna lean left, but I'm gonna exhaust all 3 of those spine axis rotations, okay? So I'm leaning left, I'm coming up here, I got a nice little target off in that direction. Now, I already did this one, all right? I'm just leaning left. And then this is a new one right here, poof, I'm coming around. So I'll just show for the camera here. I'm coming around and I'm shooting the light switch right there with that wall. All right, finally, let's lean right and do all those. So I'll lean right and I'll start on this one. So I'm leaning right and I'm coming out and I'm presenting. What I do, one quick tip on this, I do try to have that awareness of that upper breastplate, as I talked about in another video, in another little training. So when I do align, I'm trying to align that breastplate even though I'm contorting my body, okay? So now I'm out in neutral, all right? In fact, I'll just go here, I'm leaning over, neutral, boom, hit that target. And then I'm leaning kind of around that barricade, shooting that same little target off camera in that direction. Okay, so that's just the first little introduction to have some structure. And this isn't some academic type stuff. I utilize this structure to force me to get in these awkward shooting positions. There's another layer on this where you can actually put in your reloads, and you can call it 81s. And I'm going to talk about that in the next little video.